Hello beauties, how are you all doing? Shaz here with another makeup review. We are going to talk about this beauty from Gourmande Girls in collaboration with Siria Soto. She is a creator on Instagram and she has collabed with Gourmande Girls on this palette. It's a beautiful palette. I can't wait to jump into it. But before we do that, as always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. Now let's go into the video. So let me quickly show you how this comes. There is a sleeve. It has the name of the palette on it, Warriors Wear Pink, and it's written in sort of a pink holographic with tiny stars in it. Let me bring it closer for you to see the stars. It's super cute. Of course, Gourmande Girls logo. It also says it's in collaboration with Siria Soto and Gourmande Girls, and then on the back it talks about the ingredients in the duochromes and in the matte shades, and some more information about the recyclability, all that good stuff. Yeah, and the Gourmande Girls' social media information. Let's quickly take a look at the palette itself. Of course, it has one of these. I always keep these beauties, by the way, and the reason I keep it is because it actually helps the shadows when you're traveling with them. As you all know, I travel frequently, so if you put it on there, if a shadow gets damaged or something happens during travel, it's gonna help keep it in place so it doesn't destroy everything else in your suitcase. This is the inside. It's super cute. If you've been following my channel, this is totally the type of color story that I would wear and I would travel with. This palette looks pretty small and compact, easy to travel with, so it's kind of exciting. The fact that it has sort of more neutral, more toned down colors as well as reds and pinks also makes me feel confident that I can even travel with this and go to professional settings as well as, you know, night outings and create a variety of looks. Also, beauties, I feel like I need to address the elephant in the room, which is the fact that I am wearing Clionadh nail lacquers. Just in case you like the shade and you're wondering what it is a Royal Pear, which is one of their Earth Vibrant multichrome colors, but the nail lacquer version. I am also super excited about this color, which is the green. You know, it's kind of an unexpected color in a palette like this, and I like that. I'm excited with having a few colors that feel like they don't belong, and then the challenge of figuring out how I can make an eye look with them. I'm excited about that and I'm looking forward to that challenge. In case you all didn't know this, beauties, Gourmande Girls is one of the brands that I wanted to use for the first time this year. I have a video where I talk about all the brands I was hoping to try in 2023, and I'm so excited that this ended up being the first palette that I pick up from them. Part of the reason for that is that, just in case you all don't know, this palette, I feel like the name itself kinda gives it away, but this palette is in support of breast cancer. My understanding is that Siria Soto, who is the person this palette is a collaboration with, has breast cancer and is a survivor, and I'm excited to support this kind of a cause, which is essentially a cause to fight breast cancer. I feel like we all know by now somebody who was impacted by some form of cancer, so it takes a lot of bravery, obviously, to be in these kinds of life situations, and I wanted this to be the first palette that I pick up. Okay, beauties, before we do the first eye look, let's take a look at the swatches. As always, swatches are done on bare skin with no primer. I'm priming my eyes with Painterly from MAC. Also, this palette has a mirror here if you want to use it when you're traveling. As I mentioned, it's pretty travel friendly, and on the side of the mirror it says I'm a warrior. Super cute. I'm gonna use this brush. This is number 4 from Michaela Part 2 collection in collaboration with Glamlight. I'm gonna go into this beautiful lavender color called Brave. A lot of pigment, beauties. And this is going to go in my crease. I'm liking this. I didn't have to really do a whole lot of swatching to get this kind of pigment. And I also did not get a lot of fallout, and I like this. Very nice. I'm picking kind of a round-headed brush. This is B5 from Blend Bunny, and I'm gonna go into this beautiful red color called Amor. This beautiful color is going into my outer V area. I'm now gonna pick a brush that is kind of flat at the top, and I'm gonna go into this red color, Amor, and I'm gonna do my lower lash line. I'm now using the purple color that's left on this brush, and I'm just diffusing this a little bit. I'm picking a very small brush. This is from Juvia's Place I Live I Love collection. I'm gonna go a little bit into this. Also, beauties, I think I forgot to mention this, but I love the embossing. Let me hold it like this and see if you can see the embossing. There are some heart shapes, there are some diamond shapes, a G at the top in this one. Super cute. And then you can also see the ribbon in some of these. I'm hoping you can see the embossings. I think all the shimmers have a diamond embossing. It's so cute. I'm using the brown at this edge, just deepening it out a little bit. Adding a neutral color like brown to something so colorful is gonna diffuse the color a little bit. If you're the type of person who would like to use black, you can also use black. It's gonna make it even more sort of smoky. You all know how I feel about matte black. No chance I'll use that. I'm now using a little bit of NYX glitter primer. Beauties, if you know any other glitter primer, please name. I would like to try a few other brands just so I can say, yes, this is really good, or no, this is really bad. I'm putting this on the inner half of my lid, and y'all, we're gonna go there. I am going into this beautiful green. Yes, I can't wait. And this green is going to go, yes, yes. So much shimmer, I'm loving it. And this green had a ribbon embossed, just calling myself out because I think I said earlier that all the shimmers have a diamond embossed, but that was incorrect. This green has a ribbon, has a, you know, the emblem of breast cancer support, that ribbon embossed on it. Okay, beauties, let me quickly mention that this green looks like it has tiny, tiny, tiny blue glitters in it. Again, y'all, please remember, I don't use actual crunchy glitter on my eyes and probably not even on my face. So anytime I might, oops, I don't know what happened here. Let me clean that up while I'm telling you all that if I'm referencing glitter in my channel, anytime I mention glitter, we're just talking about tiny specks, tiny shimmers that are in a color. We're not talking about crunchy glitter that's not safe for the eyes. And same in this case. It looks like it has like tiny, tiny, tiny bright and shimmery speckles inside, but the color is super shimmery. And saying that because I feel, at least with the lights here, that it looks a little more blue on my eyes than I was expecting. You don't exactly get the same color as you get in the pan, but you all be the judge. Do you think that's the same color? I feel like the pan looks a lot more seafoam green and my eyes kind of looks more blue, and it's because of those tiny blue glittery particles. This is the swatch, so, but it doesn't matter. I like blue or green or any other color. I'm just enjoying using this. I'm also enjoying using this palette. Such a beautiful palette. Great job, Siria, and of course congratulations to her. I think it's always exciting to see other creators work with brands, always. I'm gonna now use a very pointy brush and I'm gonna go into Hope, and I'm putting this color in my inner corner. Putting this matte bright color in the inner corner has two effects. First of all, it's gonna mattify my eye, the inner corner area, and also brighten up the eye. Brightening of the eye is going to open your eyes, and then mattifying it is going to actually take attention a little bit away from this part of the eye and more at the shimmer, because otherwise if it's a little oily, it's going to still be shimmery. So you don't want people to pay attention to that. You want people to pay attention to this beauty. So let's mattify it. And that is also part of the reason why I'm not putting another kind of shimmer. You know, there is a white shimmer in the palette, for example, but I'm not using that because I don't want attention away from this shimmer. This shimmer is the star of the show in this look. Okay, beauties, I'm back. I went ahead and put some of this color that is in ColourPop's Ultra Satin formulation in the color Barracuda on my lips. I purchased this a while ago, but that doesn't mean it's not available. So I wanted to make sure I mention the name if you like the color. So far, I'm really liking this palette. This was the very first impression. I haven't swatched the palette. I haven't done any other eye looks or anything. Very much like the formulation. I found it pigmented. They blended really well. They worked pretty well with Painterly primer from MAC. Not a whole lot of fallout. In fact, very little fallout, if any. Yeah, I thought it was great, and this shimmer color worked pretty creamy, very nice. No complaints so far based on the very first impression of the palette. Let me now bring the camera closer and show you this eye look from close up. I'm gonna use Lancome. This is number 1. I don't know how many numbers this has, but this has a tiny bit of tint. Number 1, Beige Ivoire or Beige Ivory from Lancome eyeshadow base. I'm going to use this brush. This is from Michaela Patu number 4. I'm going to go into Fighter, this beautiful corally pink. And I'm putting this in the outer edge. Very nice color. I'm loving it. Okay, now I'm looking up and I'm doing my lower lash line. I want a packing brush. Let's use this one. This is from Luxie number 213. I'm going to go into this one. Beautiful, very light baby pink. And I'm using this on the inner half of my lid. Because you all know, or if you don't, you're going to just learn right now that I love an all matte look. I have a feeling we're kind of going in that direction. And I am going to take a small brush like this. This is a BH brush. I'm going to go into the purple piece. Beautiful purple color. And I'm putting it out here. Not really deepening, but kind of deepening. You can also use the black. I feel like black is a little bit too much. It's gonna really grunge you up and goth up the look. I'm not into that kind of look this minute, so I just want to add a little bit of color, and I'm gonna look up and just draw this against my lower lash line also. Beauties, I'm gonna take a fluffy brush. I'm gonna quickly dab into that, very little. And this is just to blend this edge to make sure there are no harshness. For the final pizzazz, I'm going to pick a brush that's pointy, and I'm going to go into this beautiful color Tears. I don't think you all see. This is an iridescent shimmer. I don't know if it's duochrome, multichrome, maybe monochrome. Okay, it's kind of blue. I see the blue shift. I'm really only seeing sort of a bluey purpley shift, and I'm liking it. And it's subtle enough that it's not going to overwhelm the look. Beauties, if you feel like deepening this look out even more, you can definitely use a little bit of this black. Either the black or the red. I don't think the red is going to do a whole lot, but the black is definitely going to deepen it out more, you know, maybe for a night look. But I'm not going for that kind of effect. You'll also know how I feel about matte blacks. Okay, beauties, I'm back with both eyes done. On my lips, I put this lip color. This is Velvet Luxe from ColourPop in color Can you even? I absolutely love these. I don't remember what these are called. Luxe Liquid Lipstick Duo. I bought a lot of them a few years ago and I love these. This kind of is nudie but a little bit pink, so it went with the look. Oh, and I also put this Sephora branded Lash Craft Big Volume mascara also on my eyelashes just because I had it and I figured I should use it. And I figured this look kind of could use a little bit of mascara, and I think it's actually looking very nice. I'm really digging this Eyelook Beauties. I'm very much enjoying how it's turned out. The colors blended seamlessly. I love the 90% matte effect and a little bit of shimmer in the inner corner. I love the iridescent shimmer color and the fact that it's kind of bluey, kind of purpley, very beautiful. And I'm liking Gourmande Girls so far based on the 2 eye looks that I've made with this palette. Again, this is the first time I'm using this brand. Now let me bring the camera closer and show you this eye look from close up. Beauties, I am back. I already primed with this one. This is shade number 1. If you all remember, I bought shade number 1 because I thought shade number 2 is a little too dark for me, but this one generally makes me sort of a reverse panda, but we're gonna go with it. I put just a little bit. I want to use the colors I have not used as much as I can. Okay, going into this one, which is called Siria. It has a little ribbon embossed on it. I really hope and wish a speedy recovery for her and for everybody else who's dealing with medical issues, beauties. And I'm gonna bring this into my outer V area like that. In a minute, I'm gonna put some matte black over it. You all know I'm not the biggest fan of matte black, but I wanna try everything in this palette, beauties, or as many shades as I can. Another thing I'm gonna do is to look up and just do this. Draw it against my lash line. The moment of truth. We're gonna go into the matte black with a tiny brush. This is from Japonesque. I don't have a number. A random brush from Japonesque. Let's go into it. It is called Darkness. And I'm just putting it at this outer edge. Very pigmented. Of course, I'm not the fan of a matte black. And beauties, what I'm going to do is to pick a fluffy brush like, I do have a fluffy brush here. Let's say this one. Go into this Red Life, a little bit of that, and I'm gonna use it to blend this black. Somehow every time I'm cleaning this place, the glitter primer disappears. It just goes into the abyss. Okay, I'm putting it here all the way across the lid by 2/3. I'm gonna use 2 shimmers across my lid, okay? Similarly with this one. Now beauties, I always mentioned this can continue being a very matte look. What you could have done was to continue, instead of a shimmer, just continue putting this color in this area, and you could put that color in the inner corner, or even that color in the inner corner for a different effect, for a very matte effect. I love all matte looks, so I always want to give additional descriptions. I'm gonna go with my finger into Familia, which is this beautiful color. This looks like it's a mix of pink and or copper and red. It's a beautiful color, and this is gonna go at the center here. Going into Dreams with a sort of a flattish brush because I have fat fingers, as I mentioned. This color looks a little chunky. I'm putting it here. Chunky colors are not the best if you're trying to pick them up with a brush. And I'm just blending this where these 2 colors meet. I don't even want to use anything else in the inner corner. If I were to use something, I would use that because this is a little too funky. I already have enough funk on my lids. I don't want any more funk. Another thing you could do is to add a little bit of depth to the lower lash line, either with the black or for a little less extremeness, the purple, or even the brown or the red. But at this point, I feel like I've used all the colors. Yeah, I have definitely used all the colors. So I can give you a little bit of a thought on this palette. I'm very much liking this Eyelook Beauties. We're gonna put some of this Ultra Matte Lip from ColourPop. This is in the color Double Date. I think this is a new color because I never heard of it from before. Let's put it on. I wanted to do like a nudie lip. So if you've used these before, you know that they used to like just smell like lipstick, like kind of a chemically smell, nothing offensive, but just, you know, like lipstick. And as part of this reformulation, now they smell kind of like something sweet, like candy, which, you know, for lipstick, I think that's a good idea. I like that. Smell of chocolate, smell of candy. Yes, always, please bring it on. And I was thinking about putting this on my lashes. This is Batscara from the Scooby-Doo collection of Glamlight. They had a St. Patrick's sale, and anything that had green on their website was on sale. Obviously, we're talking about months ago, when I purchased a bunch of their stuff that I've even featured in this channel. And I think they sent me this. I'm pretty sure I did not purchase this because I have a lot of mascaras that I don't even use. So thank you so much, Glamlight, for sending me this. I'm pretty sure these are still available on Glamlight's website. So this is the final look, and I'm kind of enjoying it. I really like the eye look. Let's quickly talk about this palette. So this was my very, very first exposure to Gourmande Girls, and I'm excited that it ended up being this palette because of the cause behind the palette. The presentation of the palette was pretty nice, very nice design, you know, having tiny stars, sort of a holographic here, everything, and you know, behind this it looks like there is a ribbon that is kind of a shape of a heart. Totally goes with the theme of breast cancer, obviously the color pink. Very nicely designed and on theme, and the colors inside I absolutely love. I think the touch of green and the purples is absolutely a good call because it took the palette out of being super pink. I do want to call out that these are my type of color, so I can see if somebody is an only neutral person or loves greens, for example, they might not be drawn to something like this, particularly if they don't look good with these colors on them. At the end of the day, these colors are usually for people with more cool undertone because they're mostly cool colors. I was very impressed, particularly that the mattes did not have a lot of kick up, but they had great payoff and great blendability. The past few palettes that I've reviewed recently have had a lot of kick up, so I've kind of gotten used to mattes having a lot of kick up and sort of associating having kick up with having blendability and pigmentation. But this palette showed me that no, you can also be good quality and not have a lot of kick up, so that was great. And the shimmer is also super nice. Now quickly calling out that that shimmer is not super opaque. And this shimmer, I think you all saw in the look, it looks a lot more tealy green and seafoamy in the palette. And it looked a little bit of a different color on my eyes. But other than that, everything else was great. I also really like the fact that this palette has so many mattes. Very nice. Gourmande Girls, I'm going to tell you this, and I've said this to everybody else, all other palettes that I'm reviewing, this is what I'm going to ask for. Please make these magnetic. Make them come out. Please, please, please do that. But overall, very much enjoyed this palette again. If I did not mention earlier, which I think I did, Siria, I hope you have a very speedy recovery and be healthy and amazing and be able to create more eye looks with this palette and other palettes. And give us and the world a lot more of your creativity. Overall, am I excited to have this palette? Yes. Would I purchase this palette again? You know, I think I would purchase this palette, but realistically, I have all of these colors, but I still think I would purchase this palette. If this palette was a magnetic palette, I can guarantee you that I would purchase this palette. Like nowadays, palettes that are magnetic where the pans come out, I would buy them. Like, I'm just drawn to that. Brands, if you're listening to this, just so you know. Okay, beauties. Let me bring the camera closer and show you this eye look from close up. Thank you so much, beauties, for being here with me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. Also, don't forget to tell me, do you have this palette? What are your thoughts on it? And I would also like to know if you liked or preferred any of the eye looks that I made today. Thanks again, beauties. I love you all. Have an amazing day. And until next time, bye.